पहले आप
नहीं, हम उम्र का तकाजा करते हैं।
तभी तो बोल रहा हूँ पहले आप You know that if something is catching your attention so much that you are digging deeper and deeper. Hi, I'm Manish Pansari, co-founder at Arkahub.
I'm Kaustabh Chakrabarti, known as Casey. I'm co-founder of Arkahub. And today we are going to
Beat each other out.
we're going to talk a bit about ourselves, about the energy space, why we believe, why we're excited about building Arkahub, how we're solving the customers' problems, and busting some myths around solar rooftop. You want to talk about the early days of
Ah. How do you know this is the right space that you're
Yes.
working in? So when we first met, after a long time.
after a very long time?
By the way, 10 years. Huh? It's not that we've not met for 10 years. We know each other for 10 years.
Yes.
So first time we spoke about solar. I was evaluating few other things. You were evaluating few other things. I went back home. हाँ ठीक है सोचते हैं बहुत ही बोरिंग इंडस्ट्री है क्या इसमें क्या हो सकता है एंड देन आई डिड अ लिटिल बिट 1 घंटा थोड़ा सा रिसर्च किया कि क्या हो रहा है टॉपिक आई फाउंड इट सो इंटरेस्टिंग वी मेट ऑन सैटरडे आफ्टरनून वी मेट आई डिड सोचा 1 घंटा करूँगा बैठा 5 घंटे कुछ आई वाज जस्ट गोइंग डाउन एंड डाउन क्या हो रहा है क्या इट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग डिड अ लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च हाँ ठीक है लेट्स थिंक अबाउट इट नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग आई हैड टू गो फॉर माय बैडमिंटन गेम सो आई नॉर्मली वेक अप एट 5 I woke up at 3:30 up and again doing research.
Yes.
So and I was doing that till 6:30 that I got late for my game.
Yeah.
I said, I think I have to stop. But you know that if something is catching
Yeah.
your attention so much
Yeah.
that you are digging deeper and deeper. And as you peel the layer, it is actually a very interesting space. As you peel the layer, you realize an age-old industry,
Yeah.
but so much more can happen that you're just probably getting started.
Correct.
Right? And that was the true joy for me to say yes there is
Yeah.
a lot that can happen. We've obviously come a long way in terms of
Thinking itself.
conceptualizing what we can really do where it is broken, but just the sheer fact that there is so much that can be done for a country like India was mind-blowing.
No, and I remember that Sunday I woke up. वो संडे को उठा 7:38 टाइम्स whenever उठ के देखता हूँ आपके एकदम 12-14 मैसेजेस हैं मैं बोला क्या हो गया भाई ऐसा आप लोग I suddenly felt a lot of pressure कि now I have to start reading up I'm like भाई ये कैसे होगा
But that was
But
that was
good
the
time.
excitement.
Yes, correct.
That was the excitement speaking. So then you know you're on the right path.
Yes,
Obviously you then speak to people, you fine tune.
correct.
बट अभी तो बहुत ही क्लियर आंसर है क्या करना है बहुत
Yeah.
कुछ कर सकते हैं
अपना आई थिंक उसके बाद उसके 1-2 महीने बाद एज वी केप्ट रिफाइनिंग आवर थॉट प्रोसेस आल्सो वी डिसाइडेड टू गो टू चाइना वो चाइना में फेयर हो रहा था तभी
ये आई
opening fair, correct. And I'd been to China a few times and as part of my earlier organizations on sourcing trips. So just the sheer scale and advancement that you see in China is always a learning experience. So I was at least sure कि कुछ नहीं तो future देख के आएंगे,
कुछ समझ में आएगा
right? So we went there. Just the sheer scale at which they do these fairs itself is like 20 exercise of the largest fair that you will see in Bangalore.
Correct.
Because you remember we'd gone to a expo in Chennai. तो चेन्नई का एक्सपो देखा था बड़ा था बड़ा लगा था वो उसके बाद हम लोग फिर बैंगलोर के फेयर में गए बैंगलोर के एक्सपो में गए दैट वाज लाइक अ डिजास्टर बिकॉज इट वाज वेरी वेरी स्मॉल
करेक्ट
बहुत ही कम पार्टिसिपेशन थी हम बोले यार ये तो क्या ही चल रहा है After that, we went to China. And China, we saw वो Chennai वाले का like a 20-30x larger fair.
It was.
And not just the sheer size, but the dimensions around which they had developed the technology, be it panels, be it inverters, be it batteries, across every dimension, be it even the B2C segment of how to take to the consumer. They are so far ahead. And then you're like, भाई ये ठीक है इंडिया में आने में it will take another 5 years. But this is what the future looks like, and that just convinces you to say that you know what, कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
You know.
Peep into the future, go to China, come back.
Exactly, correct.
By the way, I have a very good photo of yours staring at that वो जो पैनल था DIP भी बना.
Yes.
बढ़िया सा फोटो है.
बढ़िया फोटो.
सबको दिखाएंगे.
Correct. But it's a so that BIPV wall does not look like it has solar panel
Oh,
at all,
actually.
right? It just looks like a tiled
Marble.
wall, correct?
Marble wall.
Very, very good texture, high quality Kajaria tiles is what you would think it is, but
Yeah, it is.
it's insane.
चाइना हुआ, फिर हम हुबली बाद में गए थे, पहले गए थे।
उसके बाद हुबली उसके पहले गए थे हम।
हाँ, हुबली में
Hubli was to that extent our honeymoon trip.
Oh,
So-
next time, no traveling in bus, especially in a double-seater sleeper bus. नहीं जाना है. But
so the Hubli trip was this, right?
a good eye-opener.
Yes.
So you look at market from a very different perspective. You're looking at a metro, and then you look at a
Correct.
different segment.
Correct. So in fact, our first logo was designed on that trip, on the
Oh,
way to
yes.
Hubli.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
5th version of visiting card in 5 months.
That's right.
That's the
So,
5 logo
we don't
changes.
take pride in the first logo that we designed, but sure.
I still have it.
So do I. I mean, a bunch of our software tool products still have the first logo.
But that was the first, actual consumer insight that I had. वो, you remember that architect? She said, हाँ मेरे घर में तो
Yes,
सोलार है,
correct.
बहुत बढ़िया पावर आ रहा है.
Correct.
और जब फिर
ऐप देखा
app
तो
देखा था,
massive degradation. Correct.
and the surprise on her face कि ये क्या हो
ये
गया
क्या
है.
हो गया?
Then you go up and you see, अरे ये तो पूरा.
Clean ही नहीं हो रहा है.
That's where the maintenance piece
That's
comes in
right.
to say it is actually new.
Correct. Correct. I agree.
So that was interesting.
After that, our first.
We started hiring after that.
We started
around that time.
हाँ.
That was,
That's right.
that was eye-opening. Actually, my sense is when you have a zero-based startup, obviously you want to work with people that you already worked with,
Correct.
who are in your network.
That's right.
You obviously have a very large team that is already in place. But that is interesting.
Yeah.
There's some people who are just taking bet on you.
Taking bets.
There's some people who are excited about this space.
Correct.
So here's the challenge. Over 1/3 of Indian homes see power outage every day. In that, over 40% see power outage of 2 to 8 hours every day.
Insane.
So that's the problem that we need to solve. Excited?
Yeah. Excited? I mean, so yeah, it's painful. Also.
Amazed?
Yeah.
Shocking?
Shocking. Can you imagine what would India be doing if this was not a problem?
Like the potential.
That is the potential that we are really trying to uncover.
Yes.
That's the joy of what we are considering. It is.
And
here's a sign.
Unleash to punish the
Animal that is India.
So how do you solve this? Now, obviously everyone's talking about energy transition. It's largely coming in from energy security as well. That is why now you see different countries towing renewable versus fossil fuels. For us as a country, natural resources, sunlight. Most part of India get sunlight for over 300 days a year. Correct. So why not tap into that? And that becomes a very natural
Even Bangalore.
area for us.
Most people in Bangalore are surprised at, but even Bangalore gets more than 3
So that's a very funny question, right? Will you get this in Bangalore? In a weather like Bangalore, it's very cloudy, it's rainy and cloudy. Will you get power?
Yeah. No, I think technology has managed to answer for that question, right? Even in a place like Bangalore, even when it is cloudy, about 50 to 60% generation continues to
On the solar.
on the solar cells and the solar panels.
Yeah.
Right? So which is not a bad place to be at, right? It is not zero. It is not 20%. It is at least 50 to 60% on cloudy days, which out of 300 days you can factor for maybe 20-30 days.
Yeah.
The rest of the period you're still getting very high quality generation of power on your rooftop.
And one interesting question that people keep asking, what has changed? Which is the first conversation that we also did as well, right? Why now? Why? What say the change? Very interesting. The solar cell prices have come down 90% over the last 50 years. Right? The battery storage prices have come down by a similar number in the last 10 years.
Correct.
So technology has obviously enabled a lot of this
Adoption
to make this as a natural
option. No, totally. I think across all the mega waves that you can think about, the convergence of technology-led price drops, supply chain-led price drops, energy security becoming a very, very strong political and national theme for us as a country, and consumers wanting to think about energy outside of fossil fuels and thinking about electrification as something that they think is important, right? All these three mega waves coming together puts us in like the best spot that you would have asked for. It's a once in a generation, once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity for us to really make something happen.
Is it like the industrial revolution of
What okay?
1800s?
Absolutely.
Similar to energy
Elucidate
revolution.
the usage balance to make it. And the interesting part also is that our relationship with energy has always been about paying the electricity bill. And they stopped at that. We've never thought about anything else. But going forward, that is going to change significantly. Once you have control over how much power you generate, then you want to start thinking about how are you consuming it. Can you find ways to monetize it? Can you sell it? Who can you sell it to? Is there an enabling infrastructure for that? That's an entirely new dimension of thinking about energy. We've never thought about energy in those senses, right? We've always thought about currency.
Yeah.
And a few months back, there was a podcast in which Elon Musk spoke to Mikhail Kamath, and he spoke about the future where robotics and AI would take care of production of everything. Then the only true currency left would be energy.
Yeah. You need energy to power
The
it.
energy, right? That will end up becoming your source of. That will be your true source of value and true holder of value. Okay, and that really sparked a different. And we exchanged notes at that point of time. Is because it's totally possible that in the next 3 decades, 2 decades, that's where we are at, where we just transact energy between each other. Yeah, mind.
There's a long way to go on that. And that's the path that is complex.
Yes.
That needs to be solved.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the starting point for that is one rooftop at a time
Yes.
for every consumer.
Yes.
We have to ensure that every individual household has a wallet of their own. That wallet is the solar panels and the inverter, and they're able to control the energy that is getting generated. They're able to control how that energy is utilized.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we are on to for the next 3 years.
And here's the interesting thing, it's one is of course making it happen, but the good news is it's not government policy. It is not any individual's will to make it happen. The economics play out this way. So some interesting numbers. The generation that we do, the transmission and the distribution, the cost to deliver is let's say 5.5, 6 rupee. With solar in your home, the cost drops to 2.5, 3 rupees. So forget everything else. Just economic sense to make sure that this is what we are doing on the cost side, on the speed of execution side, right? It takes 7-8 years to build a large plant or set up the large infra. This we can set it up in 7 days.
That's
right. So
absolutely.
That's where we are, and that's why this becomes super important. Of course, the good news is in India, there's a huge push by the government to the extent that we're saying, today coal is 75% of our source of electricity. We're saying in the next 10 years, coal and renewable, solar plus wind, will actually be similar at about 35-40%. That's a big shift that we're seeing.